So for those who are joining, thank you again for joining us for this webinar. So every month we do a webinar the last Tuesday of the month at 2 p.m. Kind of finish the month with a big bang and kick things off. So this month we're going to be talking about custom projects. We have two guests who are going to be presenting. Our first guest is Grace. So soon I'm going to spotlight her, and she's going to tell you about custom headwear. So I will turn over the hosting to you and put you as the spotlight so I can get off this
Okay.
big picture.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for jumping on, and excited to talk about custom headwear. It's one of my favorite things, and it intimidates a lot of people. So I'm going to try to make it easy for everyone to think about custom headwear, because when you get your own custom hat, it's pretty extremely fun to open that box and see what you've designed. So I'm going to share the screen so that you can kind of follow along with how this works. Let me see. There we go. Perfect. So Cap America, just in general, we have a lot of domestic caps. And what a domestic cap is a cap that's already finished that we can add decoration to. And the issue with adding, can you see that, Savannah? It's telling me to admit someone. Can you see that too? Or is it just me?
Oh, sorry, I can't see that.
Okay. I just want to make sure that I didn't
if you can click it, sorry.
Oh, okay. I got it. So the advantage of doing custom headwear versus domestic headwear is really your decoration space. You can add a lot of creativity, and we're going to talk about some of that today. But you can get a larger imprint on the front. You can do things like custom taping, embossing, a lot of different things with custom headwear, and the minimums aren't as high as a lot of people think. A lot of people think custom and they think the minimums are going to be anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 pieces, and ours go as low as 72 pieces, as you can see here. As far as Cap America as a whole, this is 25% of our business. That encompasses some of the very large uniform programs that we do. We work all through distributors who you work through as well. And we do some very large programs. So the fact that it's 25% of our business with some large numbers means that it's a big focus of ours. We have a whole department dedicated to just custom overseas. So you could design your own cap, or you could literally send Savannah the logo and we could design the cap for you. You'll see the 4 different programs here, and these are what the mock-ups look like. Custom 21, custom 30, and custom 65. What that means is that used to be days. It's a little elongated now, just still from backup, it's getting better. So 30 days is more like 35, 65 is more like 80. So it's just a little bit longer. So instead of saying the days, we kind of just say custom 30, but essentially that is what that means. It's days. So I'll go here. So here's your different programs. Essentially what I like about this chart is it shows the longer you go, the more you can get. So the ASAP program, it was really developed for patches to be easy, fast patches. Custom 21, this is pretty limited. It's embroidery, flat embroidery, and 3D embroidery. Custom 30 is really our fastest growing program. As we know, everyone has turned their minds to the Amazon Prime world in their head. They want everything tomorrow. So the custom 30-day is literally, like I said, it's a little elongated. It's 35 work days, not business days. So essentially, I say in about a month and a half, you can have a custom hat, 72-piece minimums. I'm going to tell you the advantages of the 30-day program here in a minute, because that's the one I'm going to spend the most time on. And then you'll see as you get to custom 65, that's where you get like anything embossed, metal emblems, liquid metal, TPU, different types of material that maybe we don't stock. Maybe you want a purple polyester and we don't have a purple polyester. That's where you get into the really long turn times. And then price point. The 65-day program is always going to be where your best price points are, because they're coming via boat, and the 30-day is coming via air, which is why you can get hats in a month and a half. So you can be the expert, or we can be the expert. We have over 18 graphic artists who do these designs all day long. They know what is workable on a hat. They know what will look good. They know what's trending. So I highly suggest leaning on Savannah and the team there to send us the artwork and really have us do the design. So here's what a design would look like. It literally calls out everything on the hat. So it calls out if there's a screen print on the side, if we're embroidering on the back, if there's a patch. You'll see this one has an anchor on the front visor that is embroidered, and we can't embroider on a visor domestically because the needle can't go through the hard part of the visor. So that's done on fabric, and then it's made into a hat. So as you see here, you don't have to be a cap expert. We are. How do you get to building a custom hat? So this is why I absolutely love the 30-day program. The fabrics that are available in our stock. So if you want to make sure you're getting a quality product, you can come, you can see all the fabrics that are available, and you'll see here that, you know, the poly cotton blend is the same as our style 8505. The chino twill is the same as our style 1002. So you can actually order that stock piece and actually feel the fabric and know exactly what you're getting. The factory that makes our stock also does our 30-day program. So you're not going to get a cheap hat that you don't know what it is. You're going to know exactly what it is. And again, very low minimums at 72 pieces. Here's all the different applications you can do. So you can do flat embroidery. You can do 3D embroidery. You can do a frayed patch like this, where it's got some fraying on it. You can do custom inside taping. You can change your closure. So a lot of people, you either love a snapback or you hate a snapback. You can change that stock piece to be what you want it to be. It can be a hook and loop back. Again, a month and a half turn time, super fast. Lots of different options here. I'm going to touch on a few trends as well. So obviously the trucker is extremely trendy. So this piece here is showing that you can take different colors and mix and match to make your own combination. I'm going to see if I can. Oh, I was going to unblur myself so that you can see this a little better, but I don't know that I can do that while I'm doing this. So this piece here, this is something we don't carry in stock. We don't carry a caramel with a royal back because it's probably not going to be the best seller overall, but you can take that caramel color out of those color combinations and the royal back and make your own hat. Shown here with the patch. Patches are extremely trendy still. This is probably the hottest hat on the market. It's got a modified bill, so it's not completely curved and it's not flat. One of the hottest hats out there. You take this, you can also add what I keep saying, inside taping. So you can put your branding on the inside. You could put your website. You could put celebrating 50 years, celebrating, you know, 1,000,000 hours, no injury, whatever that saying is, you can put that on the inside taping. This is a super popular deal here that doesn't add much dollar value as far as costing, but it adds a lot of value as far as like a retail look. Just putting a secondary brand back here on the back snap. Another big trend is anything sustainable. So this hat here on the left, it's out of sustainable materials. We can do it custom, so you could really zhuzh it up and put a lot of different things. This is just a stock option that I have, but the material itself is in that 30-day program. Flat bills. Flat bills are extremely hot still. So this is taking your bill, making it flat. Maybe it's not something that's stocked in a mint green again, so you can custom color it. You can add a leather patch on it. I think I have another one that's a flat bill. Here's a flat bill, and when I talk about 3D, this is a 3D logo. So this is a 3D with sublimated Aztec on the inside. It is raised off of the hat. So think 3D puff. A lot of people call it puff. That's what this is, again, on a flat bill mesh back. You see a lot of mesh backs. That's because it's probably our #1 style right now. This is one of my favorites. This is an unstructured. So for those that don't know, unstructured and structured, I thought I had a sample, but I guess I don't of this piece. When you have an unstructured hat, it's going to be soft on the front versus a structured hat is going to have that structure and have some buckram underneath it. It's going to stand up on its own. This is basically just an unstructured garment washed, softer mesh. One of my favorite styles is this particular one. Ponytail caps are extremely in. This particular one lets you do kind of a high, middle, low ponytail cap. Again, something that might not be stocked, but is doable in a month and a half, 72 piece minimums. Sublimation. So this is one where we're going to take and we're going to sublimate the bill, where you can kind of do anything on this. On the sublimation, here's kind of a wild and crazy one where it's super bright colors. Maybe we could need a PMS match for a hat. We're going to take the material and sublimate that if it's something we don't have. And still only a 72 piece minimum. That's the advantage for that. Ropes. Ropes are extremely hot. I have a bunch of ropes sitting over here beside me because ropes are back. It's old school always comes back, and ropes have become creative. You can make something look really nice, or you can go old school and do like this one, you know, a 5-panel with a big patch here and a rope. This is a full fabric option. We just did kind of a Miller High Life, did the Wisconsin State on the back, did some taping again on the inside. Taping doesn't add much cost and is super valuable when every time you put that hat on. It's another impression on the inside there. This is one, like I said, kind of making it look a little bit more retail, more expensive with a rope. Super nice poly spandex material on the front, mesh back, rope. This particular hat is probably the hottest hat that's out there right now. It's all over golfers. It's a poly material, so it's moisture wicking, rope, 5-panel. We just added this material into the 30-day, so it will not show that it is available, but it is. This is from our style 7256. But it's extremely hot material because we're going into spring. So I say it's extremely hot, but extremely popular, but cool. So it's not going to make you hot. It's because of the moisture wicking. But that's one of the most popular styles. And then just for Savannah, if there is anything we mock up or anything we need to sample, we, as Cap America, we do free spec samples on all of our overseas stuff. And it truly does make a difference. If you get that hat in your hand, like I said, opening the package and seeing a hat that you built yourself is pretty cool. And really, it's super easy to reorder, and it's your hat. It's not going to be something that someone can just go buy off a shelf. It's, again, custom color combinations. Maybe it's all camo, you know, maybe it's a particular camo that's licensed to your company. We can do those kind of things in the custom program. And then that's all I got, Savannah. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, if anyone does have any questions, let me regain control here. So I'd be happy to answer them, or else any account executive or account manager you work with at Provitas, you can send them, like Grace said, virtuals. So if any of you work with me, I know there's a couple on here, you'll know I am a hat person. So I do hat spec samples like crazy. You've probably gotten some from me, everything from overseas to domestic. It's just a great touch and feel, and hats have such a long life as far as promotional products go, whether it gets passed down to someone or they keep re-wearing them. Up here in the north, for anyone who is with us in the North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota area, the hats are like men's purses and shoes. They matter. They match their outfits out to them. So anything we can do, and if you can create something unique, that has a huge value. So if you do have questions, please reach out. So sorry
about that, Jeff. I tried to unblur myself and couldn't do it in the middle of the presentation. But if there's any hat that you didn't get to see and you want to, just email Savannah or put a note in here, and I can send a picture of any of these, or even send the sample to Savannah. Or if there was something particular that anyone wanted, you want to see a rope or you want to see a sample of this, just let the team there know and we can get samples out.
Thank you. Yeah, we do have a handful here too. So if you're in the area, my office has like a shrine of hats. I can show you it maybe over there, sort of. So that little lovely thing I love hat samples, so they're my decoration. So you're always welcome to come see me in Grand Forks, or else reach out to anyone at Probitas and we can get samples in your hands. And then Morgan, what's a rough idea of pricing on custom hats? So it probably depends on how custom you go. As Grace kind of mentioned in the presentation, those extra like add-ons start to go up, and then material matters, closure type, all those things. But if you do have a little bit of a vision of what you're thinking, we can quote that out really quick for you. So team over there is great. How quick are virtuals right now, Grace? Is it a couple days?
Yeah, it's just a couple days. They're actually pulling sooner than some are coming out faster. So
yeah, and the great thing about a custom hat and custom products in general, as Allie's about to take off here soon, that they never run out of stock. So it is made to order. It's made for you. We can repeat when you need it, and you always can have the confidence and reassurance that you'll get your product exactly how you want it. So with that, thank you so much, Grace.
Thank you.
I'll let you drop off. We know your time's valuable, and we really appreciate you spending it with us.
Thank you. Have a good rest of the day, everybody.
Yeah. And then next I have Allie. Allie's over at Pop Promo. They do super awesome stuff. So Pop creates anything from sunglasses to bags to socks to dog products. And that's just the start of it. So she'll get a little bit more in depth as far as their capabilities. So I will turn over the controls to you.
Awesome. Perfect. Sorry about that, everyone. Very happy to be here. Nice to meet you all. So I am speaking on behalf of Pop Promos, as Savannah mentioned. So we are actually known for our custom-made products. Our tagline and what our company is all about is custom made simple. So we're known for making that process that must be very intimidating to a lot of people extremely simple and easy for our customers. And in the next 15-ish minutes, I'm kind of going to cover how we do that and how we started, kind of the background and all of our capabilities. So again, feel free to ask any questions throughout. I'll try to make sure I can see those. And yeah, we can move on to the next slide. So as you can see, I am one of the dedicated sales reps for Probitas. Sorry, I'm not positive how to say it. I always go back and forth on it.
You're good.
Sorry, but so this is our sales team for Probitas, and Amanda is the national account executive, and I am her sales support. And I have worked on our team for about 8 or 9 months now, and I do anything from supporting her on virtuals, different ideation, helping make the order process a lot smoother and more simple. So pretty much anything to do with the ordering process is something I support Amanda with, but she is the main contact for Probitas. And yeah, we love to work with them. All right, so we're gonna give a brief little refresher on Pop Promos and what kind of makes us unique within the industry. So about the way we got started in the industry is we actually made our way in from our founder, Sterling Wilson. So back in his college days, he realized at his university, he went to USC, that at all the game days, there were no sunglasses in sight. So then he decided he wanted to somehow source Pantone match sunglasses for his university and sell them out of a backpack on game day weekends. And he sold out his sunglasses in one afternoon. And from there, he kind of realized there was more of a need for elevated promo in the industry, and that Pantone match to a school or business exact colors can be made specifically for their brand. And that was something he was really interested in pursuing with his co-founder and our CEO, Aaron, who they met in college and went to school together for a long time. So that's a fun little background. And fast forward 10 years later, we've now grown our product line to over almost 100 products, and we are still launching new products very often. And we work with all industry types, so completely customizable to anyone in the industry. So not only do we make all of our custom products from scratch, so we have unlimited inventory at all times. So when you go and check on Inventory, we'll always say our inventory is unlimited. We source everything from overseas and everything is custom made from scratch, so we don't hold stock or anything like that. But we are actually able to produce these items and ship them out within a 10 to 30 day working day period. And we have super low minimums, as Grace stated before. A lot of people think minimums are with fully custom products are within the range of 1,000 to 5,000, but we have some products that are as low as 100 pieces or 250 pieces is more of our general minimum, but we do have 100-piece minimums across the board for some of our products, just depending on the product type. So most people hear this word custom and think about months of sourcing this product and your order is sitting on a boat and in a port for weeks or months, etc. But we've essentially worked our way around all of this, and I will explain a little bit more about what rapid import is. It looks a little confusing at first, but makes a lot more sense when you think about it. So over the last 10 years, our team has essentially developed this new way of custom making products that we call our rapid import model. So it essentially means that we have redundant and reliable factories that have perfected our production processes. And then we air express all of our products from overseas to our office in Philadelphia, getting them here in a week or less. So no, you don't have to deal with the whole boating, your order sitting in a port, worrying about all the complications that deals with. The great thing about our products is that they're not being sourced for the very first time when you place an order with us. So we actually take about 6 to 9 months to develop every product in our line. And when you place an order, it goes through about 8 QC checks before making its way to you. So we're making sure that quality is always assured and making sure everything is correct. And believe it or not, we are running at a 97% on-time delivery rate, which is a very high delivery or on-time delivery rate. And the promo industry average is around 75%. So we really pride ourselves on that. And we really hold ourselves to a very high standard and very much value making sure that you and your company have a happy end result and that you're happy with your products and that they're on time. All right, so now getting a little bit more specific about our creative supports. So now that you know the basics about POP and how we started, this is kind of what makes us different from other suppliers. So I wanted to briefly touch on our creative services and how we can make any of your custom ideas really come to life and very quickly as well. Our creative services are something that really help us stand out in the industry, and we're so lucky to have an incredible art team that helps us get artwork back extremely quickly and with lots of creativity. So let's get into some different examples we're going to show. All right, so at POP, we really take into account that your brand is more than just a logo that you're just going to put on a product. It's an extension of your company, it's an extension of your employees and who you are, which we definitely take into account with everything we create and we produce. We're not going to send you plain products with no decoration. We want everyone to be excited about our mock-ups and get really excited for all the custom that we can create. So one of our biggest perks of utilizing us as a partner is that our creative services and our ability to provide unlimited mock-ups with your branding and any changes you want to see in a super quick time frame. Right now, it kind of depends on how busy we are, but we usually get mock-ups back to our clients within 24 to 48 hours, which is a very quick turn time. And we can provide as many mock-ups or as little mock-ups as you want. You could send us over a request for one product and we could get it back to you super quickly. You could send us a request for as many products as you want and we can get it back as quick as we can. And as a part of that, talking about our art team a little bit more, we actually have a 3-to-1 artist to sales ratio. So for every one of me, there are 3 artists on standby waiting to put together creative ideas for your brand. And we have a bunch of different art assets we use and very talented artists just waiting at all times to make custom products for you guys. So our artists are trained to read through your brand guidelines and use your exact Pantone colors as well. and really elevate your brand. So as you can see, there's a bunch of different examples of different little brand guidelines, but they're trained to look through those and pull out specific details and use those based on the guidelines you send over. So you can send your logos over to Probitas and they can send them to us of an explanation of what you want, attaching brand guidelines or not. It doesn't really matter. It just depends what you guys are looking for. And they can send it over to us and we can get started on ideas. Very simple process. All right, so talking about a little bit of iteration in custom products. So we know making a decision is not very easy unless, of course, you're looking for something extremely specific or something you've done before. But if you just have a logo and an idea, you can send your logo over to us and what you're looking for, and we can get started on a ton of different ideas. So as you can see on the left, those are some initial virtuals that were put together with this logo and some brand guidelines, certain colors. And then the design selected and refined is on the right. So it's definitely a little bit of a different iteration, but we pulled different things from different ideas and what clients liked, and we created a custom product of what they wanted to see. All right, so a little bit more going from the virtual stage, which is kind of hard to think about what the real item might look like in person, but there you can see the mock-ups from the previous slide really come to life in this slide. And we send photos to our clients with every order just to confirm that everything looks good. And of course that they're delivered on time. So if you see any variation with the colors you wanted to see, we can always run a new sample and match the color better to what you're looking for. And you'll have your rep send it over to you just so you can confirm. So think of us as an extension of your marketing team. We're here to support creatively, and we're here to offer creative custom solutions that really speak to your brand and help with any type of custom that you might want to see. Oops.
Sorry.
No, you're good. All right, so we just wanted to share some of our top product categories. We have a bunch of more products and we're releasing a bunch of new products this year as well. But some of our top products right here, like socks, glasses, luxury vegan leather products. We have a bunch of different bags, beanies. Really the limits are endless. There are so many different products that we are coming out with that I'm super excited about. But we would love to help you with any creative ideas, any interest you might have in any of our products. So that's just kind of a quick overview of some of our top categories, but you're always welcome to check out our website or reach out to your rep at Probitas and let us know how we can help you. We're really excited to work with you guys and help bring your ideas to life.
Awesome, thank you. All right.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I'll stop sharing this screen. If anyone does have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat or else just let me know. I'll spotlight myself so bigger if you guys do have anything. And then Allie, you can stay on or you can jump off, whatever works best for you. But thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope everyone has a great day.
All right. Thank you all again for being here.